Hello and welcome back, children. This is Mr. Muzaffar presenting before you the fourth chapter of a supplementary reader. The name of the chapter is The Desert. Children, I have divided this chapter into three parts. Two parts I have already discussed with you. Today I'm going to teach you the third part of this chapter. Hope you will enjoy. Okay, let me remind you the previous knowledge. I told you yesterday all creatures need water. All creatures need water. But the animals and plants of the desert, they need less water. They're able to survive on less water. Plants and animals, of the desert, they can survive on less water. And let me quote you the example of a camel. A camel can live without water for a long time. Camel can live without water for days together. What is the reason why they can live without water for days together? What is the reason? I told you that yesterday. The reason is that a camel can drink a lot of water. A camel can drink a lot of water at one time. They can drink a lot of water at one time. That's why they can retain the water. They drank. That's why they can retain the water. They drank for a long time. And yesterday, even I told you, camels do not sweat. They do not sweat. This is the reason also they can survive for a long time without water. Okay. And secondly, I told you smaller desert animals, they get water from moisture plants. They eat plants in the desert, and those plants contain some water content. And they survive on that water only. Okay. So in our cities, let me tell you about the cities and the villages. In our cities and villages, the climate is humid. In our cities, you all have experience. We all have experience. You all are living in cities. And towns. You all have experience that the climate is humid in cities and towns. Okay, the moisture in the air. Okay, acts like a blanket. The moisture in the air acts like a blanket. The moisture that is present in the environment, it acts like a blanket. It acts like a blanket. It protects the earth. This blanket protects the earth. It is Almighty who had made this blanket, and this blanket protects the earth from hot rays. Infrared, you may have heard of. There are three rays: ultraviolet rays, infrared, and visible rays. We can see only visible part. It is this blanket that stops. We call it ozone layer. This ozone layer stops infrared and ultraviolet rays. Once the ultraviolet and infrared rays will fall on ground, it can cause skin cancer to human beings. So this moisture, it forms a blanket. What we call that blanket? We call that ozone layer. And this ozone layer stops infrared and ultraviolet rays. It allows only visible rays. Visible rays is not harmful. So, my dear children, we should contribute our life to the. We should contribute something for the environment. We should not smoke. We should not use dusty things in the environment, so that we should not pollute the environment. Once we pollute the environment, the ozone layer will deplete. It will get destroyed. Then problems will take place to the human being. So we must preserve. We must contribute our what we call it, contribute our talent to the environment, so that these things will stop in the environment. Okay, I told you what I told you. This layer protects the earth from the hot rays like infrared and ultraviolet rays. My dear children, the same cover does not let the heat go out during the night. So the earth is not very cold during the night. During the night, earth, you may have observed during the night, we did not feel cold. We did not feel much cold, cold in the nights, on the nights. Why we do not feel much cold during nights? Because this layer protects us. This layer protects the heat, protects the heat that earth absorbs. That earth absorbs, my dear children. So the earth is not very cold during the night. Okay, thus the variation in temperature during the 24 hours is not much. This is the reason variation temperature, the variation, variation, observe variation, in day. If the temperature in the day is 50 degree, but in night it cannot be 0 degree. There is a less variation. Why there is a less variation? Because this earth absorbs some heat. This earth absorbs some heat. Okay, okay, this layer, ozone layer, did not allow this heat that earth absorbs to go to the other areas of the sky. It did not allow. It did not allow. Ozone layer did not allow. So there is not much variation in 24-hour temperature, my dear children. Okay, since there is, but let me tell you about deserts. Since there is no such cover in the deserts, in deserts you cannot see such covers. In deserts you cannot see such covers. There is much variation between the day and night temperature. You may, if you go to deserts, if you go to Gulf countries, if you go to Gulf countries, you cannot see, you cannot, my dear children, you cannot see much variation. You can see much variation in temperature. During day you will see 50-degree temperature, but during night you will see only 10-degree temperature. There is a much variation. There is a much variation, my dear children. So during the day, in the same way, it falls much during the night. I told you, during the night there is not much during the night it falls much. I told you, in day it would be 50-degree temperature, but in night, my dear children, it would be 30 around, because it would be no 10, it would be like 10. So there is a much variation. There is a much variation in deserts. In this we have finished this chapter. Hope you understand this. I advised you, my dear children, please watch videos twice, thrice, so that you can get the content properly. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.